8 years of flying drones, and I've never done this. No safety nets, no city comfort zone, just me, a drone, and the edge of signal range. GEPRC sent me their MOZ7 V2 drone to review, and it's built for one thing: long range. I've never flown long range before, so I figured let's do it right. Let's leave the city, find some wilderness, and push my flying comfort zone. I'm based in Louisville, Kentucky, and no mountains here. I didn't have the time or budget to travel out west, but that didn't mean I couldn't give this drone the proper test it deserves. This review is different from others that I've done because to really show off this drone's potential, I can't just fly it in my backyard or take it to a park, so there was some planning involved. Thankfully, I had time to plan before the drone showed up, and when it did, I was blown away. This is the biggest FPV drone I've ever had. Even just by the size of the box, I knew that this was going to be different. All right, let's get into this unboxing. First things first, you've got 2 sets of 7-inch propellers that comes with it. Then there's 2 accessory boxes, which we'll open in a second. And then you've got the drone itself. Then you also have a sticker pack. And in the first accessory box, you've got antennas, and then there are battery straps. After the battery straps, you've got sticky pads for mounting batteries on either the top or the bottom of the drone. Then there's additional hardware and tools so that you can set up the drone without any additional tools. After that, you've got the GEPRC keychain, and in the last box, you've got instruction manuals for your air unit and your flight stack. And look at this beautiful drone. This thing is solid and it feels so good in your hands. So let's go over some of the features that the drone has, and then let's set it up and get to flying. This drone features a 336mm carbon fiber frame with 6mm thick arms. The motors are the Speed X2 2809 motors and 7.5-inch tri-blade props. The Taker H743 flight controller includes dual gyros, a built-in barometer, and Bluetooth for easy tuning. You get a 50 amp BL Heli 32 ESC. It is equipped with the GEP M1025 GPS module and built-in receiver mode for safe return-to-home functionality. For video, it's rocking the DJI 04 Air Unit Pro. Comes in multiple receiver options with ELRS, TBS, has 6S batteries with flexible mounting and flight time up to 25 minutes depending on your setup. And the price, it's $664 for the PNP version, $699 for the Crossfire version, and $691 for the ELRS version that is on pre-order right now. The setup for this drone is extremely simple. Remove the screws on the top plate and take the top plate off. Then you can attach your video antennas into the antenna ports. Once you've got that, you'll want to plug it into your computer in order to bind your controller. Once your controller is bound, you'll remap your controller in Betaflight. Once all that's done, put the sticky pad on the top plate for the battery grip, pair it with your goggles, attach some propellers, and you're ready to take this thing into the air, just like that. Long-range flying isn't just about the drone. It's about where you go. You have to find the right spot. No interference, clear line of sight, and the kind of views that make the flight, well, worth it. There is a place in Kentucky called Red River Gorge. It has beautiful views, amazing trails, and some truly breathtaking arches and natural bridge. Fall is the best time to go because the area turns absolutely stunning with the leaves changing colors. Since we're on the tail end of winter and the trees still don't have many leaves, I wanted to go to an arch and potentially fly the drone through it. But before I got to the gorge and pushed this drone to the limit, I wanted to get a few flights on it, get comfortable with it, and test out some of the features on the drone. All right, so we are out here testing this behemoth of a drone. This thing is massive. This is absolutely the biggest drone I've ever flown, so it'll be fun. We're out here at an empty park to test out some of the features on this. I want to, make sure it's flying right, and then also test the GPS recovery. I don't know how that's going to work with trees around, so I'll probably move further into the field whenever I test it. But yeah, we're going to throw this thing up in the air and see how she does, see how she handles and everything like that. I have to keep reminding myself that this is not a freestyle drone, so I can't fly it like my freestyle stuff. So I think that's going to be a little bit of something in my head that I'm going to have to remember. But I'm excited to test this out, and this is essentially the start of a new adventure for me. All right, here we go. This is the first test flight with the MOZ7 V2. Okay, sick. It doesn't sound like crazy like I thought it would. But it feels so stable. Like, I can't even tell you how stable this drone feels. It's wild flying something this big. That's insane. But this is gonna be more for like cruising flights, not like freestyle stuff. And obviously it's long range, so it's cruising flights far away. So that's, you know, how we're gonna test it. But man, this thing is, it is smooth as butter. Holy goodness. And, you know, I'm cruising at only like 30-40% throttle right now, so that's a big deal. Okay, we are loving this. Yeah, it just goes. And I mean, like, all right, we'll try some diving kind of maneuvers. So we can just, yeah, so you can, I mean, you're obviously not gonna dive like you would a 5-inch of just straight down kind of thing, but like diving down mountains, it's got the power to, yeah, it's got the power to pull out of some stuff. It's just not something where you're gonna go straight down and pull out at the last second. It's for more so smooth, cinematic flying stuff. So that's what, you know, that's obviously what we want to do with it. But man, this thing is awesome. I can't, like, flying this, you do feel the weight, but it's like good. It feels solid and just stable. And so, like, I think the footage that you're going to be able to get off of this thing is going to be just so smooth. It's really nuts. Yeah, this thing is insane. And yeah, it's a heavier drone, so you're gonna feel the weight, but it's also a massive drone. I've got a GoPro on top of it, so yeah, it's pretty freaking crazy. It's legit though. This gets me really excited to take it to the mountains and test it, and just to see what we can do. I've been flying for about 3 minutes now. Nothing too crazy. Battery's it's showing in my goggles 3.6, which means that we've still got, you know, some more battery life to it and stuff. And these batteries are a little bit smaller than what they recommend, but these were the batteries that I was able to get in the time frame of doing this review. So yeah, I mean, it looks fantastic. But then also too, what we'll be able to do is we'll be able to compare the O4 Pro footage to the GoPro footage, and then see if you really do need a GoPro for this drone, and if you don't, then that saves you even more weight. I've got the Hero 11 Mini on here, so that's, you know, I want to say it's like 180 grams or something like that. But, and then, you know, also too, I'm not having any breakup at all with my signal. I haven't gotten a low battery signal. I'm obviously not flying super far away by any means, but it is, you know, good to know. Yeah, this thing is sweet. can't wait to take it to the mountains. Oh my goodness, it's gonna be insane whenever we take it to the mountains. Right now we're at 4 minutes of flying. And also too, I don't drain my batteries down super low like most people do. So I realize there's an advertised time of like 15 minutes or something like that. I probably will not get close to that just because I'm not gonna drain these batteries to their absolute maximum. But it is a thing that can happen. Look, we got a car over here. Not that we're necessarily gonna follow the car because they don't know we're here, but yeah, it gets after it. And I will say it's been sitting at that 3.6 level for a while now. So I'm expecting that this thing is gonna last. You know, we're at 5-6 minutes of flight right now. I'm expecting that this thing's gonna last a good while, especially if we're still on 3.6 right now. There's a golf course over here. Oh, we did get a low battery warning just from pushing it, so I don't think that actually means low battery, but yeah, it's not doing too bad. And really just, you can see, just chill flying, not doing anything crazy or anything like that. Because I feel like with this drone, you know, you're wanting the battery to last as long as possible. You're not wanting to do crazy maneuvers. You'll most likely be diving down a mountain or, you know, long range type things. So I am very nervous about doing the GPS rescue, but I guess I just kind of need to peel that band-aid off, and we'll move out into the middle of this field and fly it, and then we'll hit that button and see what it does, because I really don't know. I don't know if it lands itself, if it just brings it back. Like, it'll be interesting, that's for sure. But we're almost at 8 minutes now, and so far this is the longest FPV flight I've done in, goodness gracious, I don't even know how long. So I'm impressed. I'm definitely very impressed by this battery life on this drone, and just kind of the efficiency that it comes with. So let's bring it in. We'll go out to the middle of the field and test out the GPS rescue. Oh Lord, I hope I don't lose this drone on my second time flying it. Okay, we're flying. Oh no, we lost altitude. That's not good. Here we go. Let's see, okay. Let me get a little bit further away so I've got some time to adjust my camera and such. Oh no, we lost it. Okay, now it's coming back to us. This is wild. So the drone is just, let me see if I can record on my phone. The drone is just coming back. It's only a little terrifying. Boom. That was so cool. It just came down from the sky and just landed itself. I didn't have to touch anything.
I like that. That's absolutely insane. I don't like trusting technology like that, but if you're in an emergency situation, I mean, that worked out really well. As you can see, it's like 5 feet away, 4 feet away from the bag where it took off. So I'd say it's pretty accurate. That's super impressive.
Here's something I didn't realize until I started researching this trip. Red River Gorge is part of a national forest, not a national park. And that actually matters. In national park, drones are prohibited across the board, but in national forest, drone flying is allowed, as long as you're following local regulations and staying respectful of the environment and other people using the land. I've been coming to Red River Gorge for years, and I always assumed I wasn't allowed to fly here because I thought it was a national park, not a national forest. Turns out I've been missing an incredible opportunity, legally and safely. I'm not gonna lie, I was nervous. When you fly far, the risks go up. Battery management, signal loss, retrieval if something goes wrong, it all hits different. But then to add to it, I was gonna be driving 5 hours to go fly this location. All right, Sharon, you ready for an adventure?
Oh yeah.
What time is it?
6:32 a.m. Leaving in the dark.
We're gonna go fly some drones in some mountains. I needed a visual observer who was willing to do the 5-hour drive, and then there was only 1 day for a 2-week period it wouldn't be raining. And on top of all of that, I had a deadline because I'm going out of the country for 10 days. Actually, tomorrow on the date of me recording this.
All right, so we have shown up to the location where we're gonna fly. This is a massive arch. I'm terrified of heights and don't like being up this high, but we're doing it for the video. So the first thing I'm gonna do is take up the Mavic 3 and kind of survey the area, figure out, you know, what I want my flight paths to be and different things like that. Also, there's a massive arch under us and I wanna see if I would be able to fly the drone through that arch. So I wanna take the Mavic 3 out and see if there's any branches in the way or anything that I need to be careful of, because the one thing we do not want to do today is break this drone, because it is our tester today. Now, eventually we can come back and break it, but today we are testing it, so it should be no breakage. So I'm gonna set up some stuff, get the drone out, and then we'll survey it and start flying.
That means that it's got satellites. That's good. We're in low power mode. All right, we're gonna send it. All right, we're gonna go over here to these rocks, a little bit further away. It's just to kind of push it a little and see what we're dealing with in terms of range. I should probably be facing this direction with my goggles, but we seem to be having good signal. We've got 60 megabits a second. I'm gonna be honest, I would have never in a million years flown this with the O3 air unit or even the OG air unit, because there's no way it would have gone this whole way. So that's really something amazing if you think about it. Like I said, we're not going to get too close to trees and stuff. I don't want this to return to home and mess up, but I mean, we're in this ravine. We're a good distance out, and it's still just trucking along. So it's really impressive, all the things that this drone can do. Like I said, throttle's not super crazy impressive or anything like that. It's a big drone. It's not a speed demon, and it's not super agile, but you are getting just insanely smooth flight. I'll pop up the goggle view as well as this drone view, and you can just see how just rock stable this drone is. It's honestly impressive. It's probably more stable than, you know, any of my DJI stuff that I've got, which is saying something. So if you're looking for some just insanely smooth flying, this thing has got you covered. Now, like I said, I don't ever push my batteries to their maximum, so I did a little bit the other day whenever we flew. Oh look, there's another arch over there.
I did, you know, push my batteries hard the other day whenever I was there, and we got, you know, close to 10-12 minutes, and this is with a smaller battery than what GEPRC recommends. So got a little bit of signal interference there, nothing too crazy. But yeah, this thing is performing well. I'm not even looking over here, and we're still getting it. So it's good stuff. Do a car commercial, I could chase this car. But you can see it's got good speed to it as well. It's not a slow drone by any means. It's got some power. Obviously on the punch outs you're getting some low battery warnings because it's working hard. It's heavy. It's not a light drone by any means, but from real world usage, I would say the battery might not last as long as advertised. Once again, I've got smaller batteries than what they recommend. This was what I could get, but you know, we're at 3 minutes comfortably. I'm down to about 3.5 in terms of battery, so not bad, not super great. It's going. Look, there's a bird above us. That's really cool. And just cross the ravine. And obviously I know we're out here in kind of the middle of nowhere testing this signal, but like, you're doing long range stuff, that's where you're at, and the signal is just so, I mean, I've had a little bit of dropout, but nothing crazy, and we're around rock structures. I'm not facing the direction that I'm flying, and it's still just handling it all like a champion. So on some of these push outs I'm getting, you know, low battery warnings and stuff, but that's just, you know, if I'm going above 50% throttle, that's where we're getting the warnings at. But whenever I go down to the other side and whenever I'm diving, it's not having any issues with the battery at all. And so I think with this, just kind of what I'm used to is whenever stuff starts showing up on my screen at 3.5, I immediately bring it back, and it's normally about 3.8. But I feel like with this drone, you know, whenever it says 3.5 on your screen, because right now it's 3.56, 3.57, it's still just cruising right along, and you know, you don't want to pull super hard on your battery, but it's also just in the way that you fly. I don't think we're gonna head through the arch with this one, but we absolutely could.
He is a poser. I give him credit. I want this drone. Somebody grab this for me.
Good luck. Watch him on YouTube.
All right, once everyone passes Sharon, let me know. I'll probably bring it in.
Yeah. Pretty easy walk. A little bit of up and down, but not too bad.
Well, thank you.
I can't tell if you're looking at me.
It's his trademark.
on the left from the steel bridge. So they had a hang glider pad up there back in the 50s and 60s.
Flying long range has taught me to slow down, to think like a pilot again, not just a content creator, to be intentional. You don't just throw it up in the air and rip. You plan, you respect the environment, you earn the shot. It's pushed me outside of my comfort zone, making me a better pilot, and it's provided me with the opportunity to go on new adventures. And that's all thanks to FPV drones. As a beginner in long range, this drone absolutely delivered. Great tuning, solid GPS lock, reliable signal, and would I recommend it? Absolutely, but only if you're ready to take it seriously. This is a lot of drone. It flies like a dream, but it is different than a freestyle or a whoop drone. It reacts differently, and therefore you have to be more intentional with the way that you fly it. If you're interested in buying this drone, please use my affiliate link in the description, as it lets GEPRC know that I sent you and allows me to create more videos just like this. Long range flying has made me fall in love with drones all over again. Not just for the footage, but for the feeling, the challenge, the unknown. But more than anything, this flight gave me something even better, an adventure to go on with my mom. We've gone on so many trips over the years, but as life gets busy, we don't get as many chances anymore. Getting to share this moment with her and take her out into the field and test this drone along with me, that's one of the reasons why I do it. And that's why I fly, that's why I tell stories. It's one of the greatest things is that I get to share this with so many other people. And if you've wanted to try getting into flying, maybe this is your sign. What do you think about the GEPRC MOZ7 V2? Drop a comment down below. And if you've flown range or intend to, I want to hear your stories too, so drop those down below as well. If this video inspired you or helped you out, consider liking and subscribing. It helps me way more than you think. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm pretty sure YouTube wants you to watch this video next.